What's up, people? Eric, Coin Junkie. You know, they don't search themselves. Unfortunately, they don't. I've tried that for years, and I still can't get them to pay attention. It's easier watching me do it, huh? Alright, so we're back. This is Coin Roll Hunt number 117. It's a 1962 D Lincoln cent roll. I told you I'd bring a surprise with me. I'm going to set this right here. There's a 1955S tubed roll there I'll be selling today. I'm going to be selling this during this presentation. So here's our names. Get them all mixed up nice and good. And you get those placed inside the bag. And here's my 62D roll. It is an original wrapped roll. It's just that this one's got a piece of tape stuck over the end of it so that they could put a label on the end saying what date and minute it was. So I take that label off the end, and that will reveal an original crimped roll end. Let me get my tool and pry this one apart now. (1962D) does include a number of decent double dies repunch mint marks. A lot of the double dies have more to do with the 2 in the date than anything else, or the L, a bar below the L. A couple of doubled eyelids as well, I do believe. I will be searching for those, that's for sure. Reverses are your typical, for that era anyway, typical class 2 double die reverses, most of which show up best in 1 cent or on the initials. So we're going to check everything. We're going to be looking through this, looking for everything today. Alright, here we go. Here's my roll. Coins. Roll goes over the coins. And there we go. Fresh roll here. Take a look at a couple of the coins on the inside. They're not bad. Decent choice to gem and circulated coins. A little bit of browning on the edges, but the surfaces of the coins are mostly red. So, here we go. Coin number 1. JT Gem Mint Trading. Go ahead and put you on moderator. Have to moderate everyone now who is good to stay in the broadcast. This right here, this is a roll of 1955S. It's a nice BU roll. There we go. Get it toward the light. I'm going to be selling this toward the end of the broadcast today. Be selling those at $3 per coin. There's Jim Fletcher. Coin number 1. Let's see what's on coin number 1. This was facing the outside, so we are going to have a little bit of a spotting issue on this one. Looking for repunch mint marks. We're looking for hub doubling, especially on the 2 of the date. That's where a lot of them show up. Let's see what I've got on the bottom corner of the mint mark here. Doesn't appear as though I have anything right now. Okay, and then we're going to search the eyes, looking for doubled eyelids. And going around, check trust and everything. Look under that L for a little bar. See if there's any bars under the L. I don't see anything there. And so the obverse of this coin is clean and free of dye varieties. This has nice toning on the other side. It doesn't show up really well in this lighting, but it is a nice hue of color around the outside edge of the coin. And so that is coin number 1 for Jim Fletcher. Didn't get anything on it though. Now let's see about coin number 2. Coin number 2, Adam Chambers. let's see what comes on coin number 2. This one's a little shinier than coin number 1 was, but I do believe it's the same die. I think it could be the same die, just by the shape of the mint mark. Mint mark has that really weird bluntness on the bottom. It doesn't seem to indicate anything other than the fact that it's really blunt. There's no sharp corner. Let's look around here and see if we can find a good marker to use to go on with the other coins so that we can say, hey, we've seen that before. See if there's anything here that really points us in that direction. There is a little die. You see that little scratch on the back of the coat right to the right, lower right of the Y? I'm going to use that. That's a little die scratch. There might be a few other little things, but that little die scratch right there it's pretty visible. Tends to be one of the more visible things I'm seeing as far as a marker is concerned on this particular die. So we're going to go on. Take a look at the reverse on this one. Yeah, we'll remember this die and we'll know it next time we run into it. This is kind of a mid to late die state. It's got some sharpness left on the outside edge of the outer letters, but it's starting to wear out a little bit. And so I'll move on. That's coin number 2, Adam Chambers. Coin number 3 will go to Shannon McCord. Shannon will get coin number 3. And let's see what we have here. Again, we've got that blunt little end. This is the same die. You can see that little die scratch coming off the, it's going north off the vest. It's going straight up off the back of the coat, just to the bottom right of the Y. So this is the same die again. Check the reverse of this one. Now, even on dies that I have seen before, I always check the reverse, and the reason for that is because there could be a coin-to-coin error of one type or another that would not be on the coin previous to this one, not be on the coin after this one, but it could be on this coin. You're going to miss all of those if you just keep going. Shannon's coin in there and move on to the next one. It's going to be coin number 4. Jim Fletcher. Jim Fletcher will get coin number 4. This is coin number 4. This looks like it could be the same die all over again. Could be. I think it might be. Same die all over again. Let's keep taking a look and see if we see anything else on here. Eyes or anything. Hey, there's a nice little gouge, a little tiny gouge coming right out of the front of the brow. That'll be another one we can use. Another little die marker. I'm not seeing anything else on this one. Nothing on the reverse. We'll move on to coin number 5. Coin number 5 will go to Eric Beyer. Eric Beyer gets coin number 5. That'll be this one right here. I got to get that little spot off of there because that's one of the spots I check. Get that little thing off the coin. Oh, that's a spot on the coin. I thought it was just sitting there. It's actually a spot. It's a spot. I don't like spots. I'm going to bring a little more light into the subject here. There we go. Turn that light up just a notch. Make it so we can see this a little bit easier. Well, we don't have our little die scratch, so I'm going to have to find something else here on this one. See if I can find something near or on the date area. Okay. A little patch of die scratches on the front of the vest, on the very bottom. Down there, pointing straight up and down between the 1 and the 9. Right on the front of the vest. Right there in that little triangle area. We're going to call that our marker to watch for this die. There's a little die crack in the hair. Almost a circle. Yeah, almost makes a big oval. Alright, let's check the other side of this one and see what we come up with. Die crack in the right base, running across the right base underneath the initials. Okay. Got nothing going on there. Sherman doesn't hang out with me that much anymore. He stays. His mama works at home now. So wife works at home. She keeps a heater on all the time in her office, and he loves the heater. So he sits right there or lays right there and sleeps right where the heater is. I have my heater, but I don't leave it on because it's too hot. I can't handle things as warm as she can, so we tend to disagree on temperature a lot. What do we got here? This is coin number 6. It's going to be for silver nitrate. I'm not seeing anything yet on this one. Haven't figured out what die this is yet. We don't have this one. We don't have this one acknowledged yet. Is that a die scratch out in front of the eye? I can use that. It's a heavy die scratch right out in the field, right out in front of the eye. You can use that as a marker for this particular dice. And now we've got 3 different dies noted so far. Noted and identified. And unfortunately, they all have absolutely nothing going on for die variety. And that's going to be for silver nitrate. Moving on to coin number 7. Coin number 7 looks like the same one that we were pulling out early, because there's your little die gouge next to the Y at the back of the coat. So this one's going to turn out to be a nothing too. And that's exactly what I see, a nothing. Now, coin number 8. Going to be sending this one to Deanne. Coin number 8 will go to Deanne, and this is coin number 8. I'm looking all over for my markers. Okay, so this is yet a different die. And on this one, I don't see anything in the date or the mint mark. Well, there's what appears to be a marker. It's like a die crack from the W to the top of the head, I think. I don't like that. It's not strong enough to really tell. I'm going to go to something else. See if we have anything else to use. Not seeing much from the way of markers at all on this one. Okay, so we have a markerless obverse. There's a spot. Icky, icky. Don't like spots. Brock Berge, hello. I did get your email, Bill457. I'll have to send you an email and see what happens. Steve A gets the next coin. This one will go to Steve A. It's a little bit weakly struck. What looks like a little die crack around the eye. Got no other good markers, but then again, we also don't have a double die or a repunchment mark here. So I will move on. A little die break at the right cornice. And that's about it for this one. Nothing really there. Okay, moving on to coin number 10. We have silver nitrate again. Seen this die before. We got that die gouge right next to the Y at the back of the coat. So we've seen this die before. We'll give it a quick look for any errors. Flip it over, look for any errors on that side. I do not know why my camera keeps falling out of focus. Weird little thing. Stop falling out of focus. Do your job. Alright, that's coin number 10 now. Moving on to coin number 11. We'll be looking at Adam Chambers. Hey, Paul Hampton. Nothing at all happening great today so far. We did come up with a couple of real little double dies on 1970S roll that we did earlier. We've gotten nothing so far on this 62D roll. Once in a while, these 62D rolls are really good to look through. And once in a while, they're not. Little tiny struck through there next to the T. Almost looks like a piece of a dropped letter or something. It's very square. That's interesting. It's a little struck through. It's tiny though. Tiny, tiny. Alright, here we go. That's coin number 11. And on to coin number 12. For Kevin Speaks. And coin number 12 is not showing us anything so far. Die marker on this one, it appears. Yep, got that die gouge out in front of the eye. Looks like you got another one headed northeast from there. So we've seen this die before. Got nothing else going on here, so we'll move on. That's coin number 12. Now for coin number 13. Kevin speaks again. Coin number 13. Not seeing anything here. Move on to the other side. All right, nothing there. I have a 1955 S roll here that I'll make available directly after this presentation, and I will open it on Sunday, probably Sunday morning. It'll be the first thing Sunday morning. I'll get this one out, get it opened up, and we'll go through it and take a look at it. Oh, Paul Hampton gets the next one. Got nothing on that side. Got nothing over here. Kevin speaks. Kevin speaks up next. They're decent coins, for sure. A few little milk spots here and there on them. That stuff comes off with xylene. Order a 2020 silver set? No, sir, I did not. I let the people who actually collect those and the people who try to buy them up to resell them, I let all of them fight over that stuff. I have a nice day not going to the Mint website, so I'm fine. Shannon McCord. Let's see what we got for Shannon here. Nothing on the obverse. They come with a W nickel, huh? I was unaware. I don't watch the happenings of the Mint, so I don't generally know. Is it going to be one of those real hot sellouts that people are doing pre-orders on eBay for 10 times what they bought the set for? Is it one of those? Joe McBride. Joe McBride gets what appears here to be another 1962D Lincoln cent that is quite normal. It's a little spotty. It's a tone color. Toned down a little bit from the red toward a brown. So I'm noticing a few of these coins are that way. Okay. So they're unlimited mintage. I wonder if there will be a whole lot of orders. It's usually things like what's happening right now in the world kind of steer people away from ordering new coin sets. They're thinking more about when am I going to get to go back to work or things like that. And I'm kind of wondering if that might affect the overall mintage of these sets. Meaning that like certain years, life just gets in the way of ordering new coins and people don't think about it. And then by the time they actually think about it, it's a year or two after the effect, and those things suddenly go up in value because, well, there weren't nearly enough of them made for the eventual demand. Hello, Adam. You take like the 2016 Congratulations Silver Eagle. They didn't make very many of those because there weren't very many ordered. People started catching on by 2017 when people ordered them. They made 5 or 6 times as many in 2018 and 2019. Well, the 2016s were quite scarce. Nobody really noticed those come and go. Was that they were different from the normal proof Silver Eagle for that year. I think they were S-mint instead of W-mint or something like that. And as it ended up turning out, those at one point in time were selling for a few $100s a piece. Not like the $60 or whatever it was they issued them at. We're going to eventually have an issue somewhere, somehow, commemorative issue or something, that's going to be a pretty scarce one. Because right now I think people are paying a lot less attention to coins and a lot more attention to the CNN news. Morbidity has its ways of watching a death toll go up when we don't even know for sure exactly what's causing that death toll to go up or how. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. Don Harmon gets the next one. I'm just realistic that if you're not testing people for an illness, but you are attributing their death to that illness, then how is it that you know they died from that illness if you never tested them for it? Right? So there we go. Never know exactly what's going on because, well, your news media lies to you and there's nobody else to tell you the truth. We never know how much they're lying, but we do know they do. The best we can do. Mind our P's and Q's and figure out what we're doing in life and let CNN do whatever they're going to do. But not let what we do be so affected by the mainstream media. Because I think the mainstream media does a lot to get ratings, including lie about a lot of things. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I work basically on facts. And I have seen plenty of news stories before that were hyped out of control. And I think this one is being hyped out of control as well. Hello, Blues Coins. Very unhappy with the mint and the junk they've been producing lately. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. They have this fixation about making proof or mint state coins that are of mints that don't generally make coins for that purpose. They're into making specific conditional rarities by mintage in reverse proof coins or their enhanced uncirculated coins. satin coins or satin proof or whatever they want to call all that. And basically all they're doing is creating a product to keep a retail customer base happy. And people like me and a lot of you who collect the coins that are put into circulation, because those are the ones we're really interested in, the pieces of history that are part of the history of our country. So like for instance, this 1962 D. Lincoln cent. This roll could have come from Selma, Alabama, in the middle of the Civil Rights Battle. 1962 was really big for the Civil Rights Battle in Selma, Alabama. It was also really big in Birmingham, Alabama, and Montgomery, Alabama. There's some chance that the bank Rosa Parks went to could have carried this coin. That's the kind of thing I really like diving into when it comes to history. It comes to the history of the coins. You get a 2019 W-proof Lincoln cent, you've got a 2019 W-proof Lincoln cent. There's no history behind it. It was a product that was made on purpose as is, so that it would instantly have value and create a demand so the mint can make money. There's nothing really there. Hello, Mr. Lungy. What? Got Dell's treasures in here too. I gotta get Dell turned blue. I gotta get Mr. Lungy turned blue. There we go. Got you guys turned blue. And we're not really finding anything in this roll, though. This particular coin's going out to Don Harmon. And the discussion I have been having with anyone who's willing to listen over the last 5 or 10 minutes has been about your news media and how they love to hype a story to make it blow out of proportion or bigger than it really is. And this coronavirus pandemic being one of those stories, that I am sure that with every ounce of truth that we're getting a pound of lies. So it's really hard to tell what's going on because we don't have a good source for the actual truth. I don't trust any of the politicians. I don't trust any of the I don't like any of the media outlets, especially the main news media outlets that we've been depending on for 50 years to bring us truth in news. CBS, ABC, NBC, CNN, Fox. I don't think any of those tell the truth. I think they're all biased, one way or another. They try to tell you that their stories are unbiased until you find out they're simply not true. Now, CBS finally came out today and acknowledged and admitted that they used footage from a hospital in Italy to scare people about the pandemic in New York. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Hey, Noah man from Minnesota, I just got you blued in, so you'll be good to go. Joe Willie, I gotta get you blued in, so you're good to go. There we go. Next time you speak up, you'll have a wrench next to your name too. Well, and I'm not exactly sure what the point or the purpose in all of this is. It's really weird. It's like, yeah, sure, there's people dying from this, and that's a horrible thing. But I'm not sure that the numbers being reported are accurate. I think China is way under-reporting, and the United States is way over-reporting. I'm not sure why that happens. I'm not sure where that comes from, why they're doing that. Others, JT, there's a bunch of them out there. Bunch of coin issues out there over the last 5 to 10 years that have come out specifically for the case of making a rarity straight out of the mint that everybody has interest in, everybody wants, and everybody absolutely has to get today. I can remember when they did the Eisenhower dollar proof and metal set. It was one of the ones in the presidential series. I think it was like 4 years ago. I had a friend order like a case of those. Somehow got a hold of a case of them. They had a household limit on them. He got friends to buy some and whatnot, and he ended up with a case of them. He sold them on eBay. I think he paid, what was it, maybe $20 or $30 a set for them. He was selling them for $200-300 a set on eBay. It was just amazing. You can go out there now and you can find one for probably about the same as what they were issued for. It's these people who absolutely have to have the brand newest toy before anybody else, and they're willing to pay whatever it takes to get it. And then as soon as the new shiny wears off the toy, they're ready to move on to another toy. It's the challenge of acquisition. It's not the collectible itself. As for me, I'm after the collectible itself. I care much more about the actual coins that are minted for commerce in the United States than I do to have something that was never intended for circulation, never intended for the common man to hold. The only people who ever got them are the greedy people who had to get into the mint today and order them and sell them to someone else at a handsome profit. CM Silver. I still think CM Silver ought to be doing something with his initials to the effect of CM being 900 in Roman numerals. CM is 900 in Roman numerals, and you got Silver. CM is the gentleman's initials. I had initially thought that he was using the CM to mean 900 silver, like 900 coin silver. But that, in fact, was not his purpose. His purpose was merely to put his initials in front of the word silver. But I just think it's a very effective play on words. Farm Dog. What does Farm Dog get here? Well, it's like another 1962 D Lincoln cent. Sorry, folks, this roll seems to be a dud. We're up to coin number 30 now. We have nothing here to speak of. I'm running across the same markers over and over again, so I know this is an original roll. Some of the coins have toned down, started to tone toward brown. Most of them are still red. All of them are choice or better. Hello, Kelly. We haven't really run into anything worthwhile in this one yet. I need to go ahead and put you in blue too. I don't know how I didn't get you blue during the auction the other night. Unless you didn't show up. I can't remember. No, you did show up for sure. I remember that. Unless that was last week. My weeks tend to run together. Okay, my camera's acting up on me. Look at that big old dice scratch coming out of his chin. Looks like a wire sticking out of his chin. Too bad we don't have anything going on this one that needs to be noted, because that's a nice marker. Let's take a look at the reverse here. See if we find anything worth digging around for on the reverse. And nothing I can see. One of the things I have always enjoyed the most, and this is, you guys are really going to think I'm weird for this, but try it, because it's fun. You go out to the gas station, or you go on a family trip. Say you go to a family trip. I'll tell you about a family trip I took one time. We went to St. Louis to the Mississippi River, and we were going to get on a riverboat at the Mississippi River so that my son could enjoy the experience of riding on a riverboat. And we got on the riverboat, and we pulled out and started going upriver, and I was walking around on the deck of the boat. I found a penny laying on the ground. Well, I kept it. I wrapped it up in a little piece of paper, wrote the date on it, wrote where I had found it on that little piece of paper, and I took that little piece of paper wrapped penny home with me and put it in a flip. And on the insert, I wrote down all the details I could about where it was found, when it was found, what we were doing. I did that for a number of years. Every penny I found when we were out on some sort of a fun trip or doing something, I'd keep it. And I would make that penny the representative penny of that particular part of that trip. I found a penny in Lincoln, Nebraska. I found a penny in Lincoln, Illinois. I found a penny in Lincoln County. I'd pick it up. Eventually, I learned to carry flips and inserts with me. I'd carry flips and blank inserts and a pen with me. And when I'd find a penny, I'd stop, take a little break, buy the kid a soda, do something, sit at a picnic table, write down where I was, what was happening. It's kind of like my way of journaling. It was really fun. I had a good time doing that. I did that back in the mid to late 90s, back when my son was growing up. He turns 24 this year. I still have that collection. It's like 4 or 5 pages in a binder. Be about 100 coins, 125 coins, something like that. See, I have nothing to do with superstition, so I don't worry about whether they're face up, face down, or whatever. It doesn't make any difference. Yeah, and Kelly can't do that anymore because they don't even use 1-cent coins in Canada anymore, do they? They've quit. Have they quit taking them altogether? Are they still in circulation, or did they just quit making them? Because I know they quit making them, I think, in 2013. But I don't know if they're still in circulation. Not in circulation anymore. Banks will take them. Oh, 2012 was the last year. Okay. So I got my posse of Canadians here to help me out. Alright, that one's got nothing on it. It's coin number 34. I'm not able to pay 100% attention to what's going on in there. I wish I was. You said something about don't like how they handled, so I can't remember who you were talking to, JT, or talking about. You're talking about how something was handled. Coin Captain, how are you doing? Let's see, get you added in as moderator. Bandit AG 27 coin hunting. Way to buy rolls from me. Yes. What you can do is you can send me an email. My email address is cd@coppercoins.com. Tell me what you'd like to have, and I will see what I can do to help you out. That's cd@coppercoins.com. You can also join us on our Facebook page. You can go to Facebook and search Copper Coins, and that's us. You can come in there and you'll get all kinds of newsworthy information regarding what we're doing, what we're going through, what we're selling, when our next sale's coming up. If you get registered, that's correct, cd@coppercoins.com. If you get registered with us, you'd be able to bid on the upcoming box sale that we have on Tuesday. And what I'm doing there is I'm filling small flat rate priority boxes full of rolls, usually between 20 and 22 rolls per box. And then I'll be auctioning the box as a whole box. And instead of auctioning individual rolls, I will be auctioning boxes full of rolls. I have that many. Yes, I do. Wow, not running into anything here. We will, at the end of this show, be selling to all registered bidders. We will be selling a roll of 1955S by the coin, $3 per coin. We'll be doing that reveal on Sunday, probably sometime Sunday morning. Don Harmon gets the next coin. I'm seeing some spots on these individual coins. It's never a good thing. And that is important, that we try to get you registered before the auction starts, because it's very difficult to get people put onto the list and get them to a point where they're ready to bid during the auction, because we're kind of busy running the auction. It's always a lot easier if you communicate with us beforehand to tell us that you might be interested in bidding, and there's no obligation. There's no cost to join, so all you have to do is send us an email. It's coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. We need your real name, your YouTube screen name, and the email address that you use for PayPal. That's all we need, and we can get you registered. You'll be registered right up, and as soon as the auction starts, you'll be ready to start bidding on items, boxes, rolls, whatever's there. Hoovers, Corgis, and Coin, how are you doing? Let me get you signed up here real quick. Okay. I'm putting everybody on moderator who I know is a good person, because we have had problems with trolls lately. And trolls don't get the mod wrench. So if I see, for instance, a Jeff Dunn come up that is not a moderator, and I know to get rid of that Jeff Dunn, because the real Jeff Dunn is a moderator. Joe McBride, coin number 39. Does put a certain amount of trust in all of you that I make everyone a moderator on the show. I will be selling a 1955S roll here at the end of the show. Do I have Penny Parent available? Is she here? Jessica? Is Jessica available? We're up to coin number 40 now. Hi, Jessica. I would like to get a sheet started so that we can do a 1955S roll. If you can go into the Coin Night Live auction page for number 35 and add in 50 spots for a 1955S roll, I would much appreciate it. $55S roll at $3 a coin. We'll get that started just as soon as I get these last 10 coins finished up. Ooh. There's one little piece of a rim fin folded over onto the coin and was struck into the coin. That's what this is. Nobody's in on that roll yet. Well, hello, Hoover. I'm glad you were able to join us. No, Paul, Jess is not fishing today or cooking shrooms because she's not found any shrooms yet. She can't fish because it snowed there overnight. It's gone back to winter. And it's 70 degrees here in North Carolina. Just saying. And there's a huge lake not very far away from here, like 10 miles from the house. There's a good place to go fishing. Big lake, big bass. Lots and lots of good fishies to catch. And I think even somebody from Iowa might be able to catch fish here. Around in these parts, Kelly, we do morels. Morels are really good mushrooms. And they're almost impossible to miss. And there's not really any poisonous mushrooms that look like morels. Love morels. A little bit of a egg batter dip. A little bit of salt on them. Put them in frying oil. Or you can slice them and cook them on the stove in a pan full of butter and garlic and salt and pepper. I'm salivating now. Uncontrollably. And Jessica, if you got yourself a good dehydrator, you can get them for $50 online. Get yourself a good dehydrator, and you can dehydrate those mushrooms, and you can sell them by the ounce, and people will pay you good money for them. Plus, you can dehydrate them, keep them in a cool, dry place after they're dehydrated completely, and you can have them all year long. That way, if you can find 3 truck beds full and dehydrate all of them, you can have mushrooms for months and months, including ones to sell. Mr. Fletcher, your coin is next. Looks like this roll is pretty much going to be a fuddy-duddy. We're up to number 44 now. Nothing yet. I will take another look through these coins before I send them out, just to be sure that I found nothing. I wouldn't want to send these to you and have somebody come back and say, well, you missed this RPM right here. It's my job not to miss RPMs. $120 a pound. Of course, that's Canadian. $120, right? What's that in American money? Like $5? Sorry, I had to do it. Joe Willie, you hang around here, you're going to have all kinds of friends. We're all one big happy family. We've got representation from nearly all 50 states. We've got representation here from Australia. We have Canada. We have a few different people from Canada here. We have Scotland, England, I know that we have a couple of people here who are from Puerto Rico, but I don't know that they live in Puerto Rico. Let's just call it 117A, Jess, because I've got a 118 ready already. Ready already. You found bar L64s? That's really cool. Yeah, I got, let's see, I got BC, Canada, and I got a guy who's purchased from me before from Saskatchewan, and then I've got 2 or 3 from Ontario. And I think one of them is from Quebec as well. Of course, Quebec, that's like a whole nother country. Kind of like Texas. Like a whole nother country. No, it's a tube drill. Jessica, tube drill. It's this one right here. And what we're going to do, so we're going to sell through it at the end of this show, and then I'll come back and I'll actually go through it with you on Sunday. Blue Sandy. Blue Sandy got 1 coin in this roll, and this is it right here. Bah, you don't have to be a talker. Ask a question once in a while, or answer one. You got something you don't know about coins or Lincoln cents or something to that effect. You got coins you don't really know the value of, or Lincoln cents that you are trying to identify. Spit it out. We'll talk about it. This show is it's kind of like a tea time. We just sit and we chit-chat about stuff while I'm going through this roll. Especially if the roll turns out to be not such a great roll like this one. We got nothing really to talk about as far as the roll's concerned, so we do what we can to just come up with anything else to talk about. Yeah, Paul lives just east of the beautiful mountains. How far are you from Rainier? It's like, I don't know, maybe 60 or 100 miles. Something like that. You got a nice 71 DDO back in December. I do have 1971 rolls. In fact, I've got a 71 roll coming up for next week. It's an original bank wrapped roll, so I have no idea what's in it. And Eric Beyer. Just going to get the last coin in the roll here. My bag is empty. So let's see what Eric got. Okay, here we have the effect of a coin facing the outside of the roll, so the part facing the inside of the roll should be nice and clean, and it is. But unfortunately, we have nothing here. Sure you can, Kelly. Alright, and that's Eric's coin. You do have a view of the Cascades. That's a good thing. Well, folks, I am sorry that we got nothing of better value out of this roll. It's always disheartening when I go through a roll and there doesn't seem to be anything worthwhile in it. I don't like that at all. So we get all 50 coins here, but there's nothing of consequence here. So, to that effect, I'm going to move this out of the way for now. I'm going to bring up my sheet so that I will be able to follow along as Jessica enters names. Are you ready, Jess? Are you here? Let me find sheet number 35. Okay. That works. Got it. Are there 50 spots there? You did really well. Very nice. There's 51 spots there, though. We need to keep it down to 50. I'll check it again, make sure. There's 51 there. I will delete the last one. And now we're ready to go. So, we have this 1955S roll right here. It is a nice looking tubed roll. It was purchased in a group lot a number of years ago. I've had it for quite a while. So we are going to sell this one at $3 per coin. So 1955S at $3 per coin with a maximum of 3 coins per person. Now, here's how we do this. For those of you who've not been involved in this before, these rolls generally sell out very quickly. I'm going to do a shotgun start, meaning I'm going to make a comment in the chat. After my comment in the chat is when we start counting people. We start counting the spots that are going to be sold in the roll. As soon as I hit enter, and you guys can see my message to go now. What you're going to do is you're going to type bin, as in buy it now. You're going to type bin and the number of coins you would like to purchase. We have these coins are available, 1955S roll that I've never been through, at $3 per coin, maximum of 3 coins per person. So if you say bin 3, you'll be charged $9. If you don't already have any sort of a package coming to you, then it will be a $4 charge for shipping to get the coins to you. If you do already have a package coming to you, vis-a-vis any of the previous auctions that I've not yet shipped or any of the previous roll reveals that I've not yet shipped, then these will be included in your package for this week. So there will be no shipping charge on those. All right, so here we go. Now, when I give you guys the go, that's when you guys can go ahead and enter a number in for the number that you would like to purchase. There we go. 1955S at $3 per coin, maximum of 3 per person. We got Coin Dragon for 3, Adam Chambers for 3, Wild Bill wants 3, Jeff Dunn for 3, Deanne for 3, Chuck Patillo for 2. It's amazing the names that pop up when I do one of these that didn't say anything during the opening, but then they come in and they're buying at the end. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you very much. It just, you can hang out at a show for an hour and not say anything in the chat. So Chuck Patillo for 2, Paul Hampton for 3, Farm Dog Does 3, Eric Beyer for 3, Joe McBride for 3, Dell's Treasures for 3. We've got Kelly Michaud for 2, Dennis Paulson for 3. So Chuck just showed up a few minutes ago. Techstar takes 2. Coin Captain wants one. Where are we with the number of coins we've got left here? Looks like we might have enough for everybody. Hello, Majestic. May or may not be able to fit you in toward the end down here. Dennis Paulson gets 3. Techstar gets 2. Coin Captain gets 1. Steve A for 1. And then Sissy for 3. No, Steve A gets 2. I'm sorry. Steve A for 2. Sissy for 3. Bill 457 for 3. It looks like Majestic, I'll be able to get you 2 at the end of the roll. Yep. Got 2 spots left for you, Majestic. And then this roll is sold out. I do have, let me check. You know what? Kelly, I'll have to send you an email and let you know whether I have any 36S spots left, but I definitely have 37S left. So I need to check and see whether or not I'll be able to provide you with any 36S. Bill, I got you in for all 3. And Kelly, I'll email you here in a few minutes and let you know. You get the side eye from hubby. Makes your day. Well, I get the side eye and I just kind of cower into my office. Late to the party, huh? Well, Bill, I will send you an invoice to the email address that you sent me earlier. You'll get a PayPal invoice, and you can pay that PayPal invoice directly from your mail. And that's how I handle this. Don't try to pay me up front, because then I have to attach it to the invoice. I would rather just send the invoice and allow you to pay the invoice. I'm sorry, Joe Willie, we're already sold out. These rolls, they sell out inside of a couple of minutes. Actually, a lot of times in less than 30 seconds. Well, we're going to have to come up with something to call you other than Sissy Atwell then. You know, we're going to have to call you, Green Jeans or something. Then we'll know that we're talking about Sissy Atwell, but he doesn't know that. See you later, Wild Bill. I appreciate it. You have a great afternoon. And I do have 2 more shows coming up today. One at 5 p.m. Central. One at 5 p.m. Eastern. And one at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a 1954D show and then a 1950D. And then tomorrow we'll have the 45D and the 36S. And possibly the 37S. The 37S can't go off tomorrow. We'll try it on Sunday. I'll probably also get this 55S roll in tomorrow. This will be reveal number 117A. Oh, you were on a phone call when I was doing the reveals? Oh, they come and go fast, I tell you that for sure. I'll email you about the 36 and the 37. See if we can get you into both. Alright, folks, I'm going to have to take a break here. Get into the emails and get into all of these messages. I got to make some notes here real quick. And I appreciate it, folks. Going to talk to you later. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. And I will be back at 5 o'clock. That's in 2 hours.